Hi team, today I'm going to explain about buffer operations in Tosca. So in buffer operations, we have four types of standard modules in Tosca. T-box set buffer, T-box name to buffer, T-box partial buffer, T-box delete buffer. First, buffer means a buffer is a kind of temporary storage. It is used to store some values and reuse them. In buffer, we have two types, static buffers and dynamic buffers. For the static buffers, we have standard modules. That is this four module system. This four all are, these four are standard modules. So in for dynamic buffers, there is no any standard modules. Today I'm going to explain about standard modules buffer operations. T-box set buffer. Whatever value we have to store in our system directly, we have to create it with the name of the buffer and the value, then we can reuse it. I will show this all things in a practical part. Okay. So T-box name to buffer. T-box name to buffer will allows us to buffer the name of the test case. In which test case we are using this module. T-box name to buffer will not work in Scratchbook. It will work only in execution. So next, T-box partial buffer. We have to capture some part of the data from complete data. In T-box set buffer, we can also reuse the existing buffers. So next is T-box delete buffer. By using this T-box delete buffer, we can delete all existing buffers in buffer viewer. Now I will show you practical part. So we have standard modules. I said we have standard modules. So first I'm going to explain about T-box set buffer. By using this T-box set buffer, we can create buffer in Tosca. We can create by using this T-box set buffer. So if I give some naming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have to store this value with the name of buffer name. So I'm giving some name data. So I'm storing this value with the name of data. Buffer name is data. Buffer name is data. I'm storing this value with the name of data. I will execute this once. So we have to check buffers in buffer viewer. So with the name of data, I'm able to see this value 1, 2, 3, 4 value. Here I'm creating the buffer in Tosca. I'm creating. So how I'm creating? So I given buffer name is data. I given some value. After executing, I'm able to see that value in buffer viewer. So that buffers in buffer viewer. Here data. Say this is the with the name of data. I created the value. So next T-box name to buffer. By using this module, I'm able to buffer my test case name. My test case name is demo. But after executing this module in test case in Scratchbook, so I'm able to see the value is Scratchbook only. It will not work in Scratchbook. It will work in execution only. So I will show you how it will reflect in if I execute this module in Scratchbook. I will show you how it will reflect. So I have to buffer my test case now. I can give any name, no problem here. So if I execute this module, actually my test case name is demo, but this module, it will not work in Scratchbook. So here you can see test case name. I'm able to see I buffered, I stored with the name of TC name. So, but value is Scratchbook. I said, right. So this module, it will not work in Scratchbook. So same module, same test case, I will execute in execution. So in there, we are able to see my it will store demo is my test case name. I'm dragging and dropping my test case in execution list. I'm going to give my execution list name also demo. So if I execute now this one, I'm able to see, with that module, I'm able to see my test case name is stored. So you can observe here in buffer viewer, TC name is demo. So this module, it will work in execution list only. It will not work in Scratchbook. So next is T-box partial buffer. By using this module, we are able to capture some part of data from complete data. We can use existing buffers also for this module. So this is the T-box partial buffer test step. So I'm giving some name. So for example, I want to buffer the starting four letters with the name of test. I'm giving to you with the name of test. I have to buffer the starting four letters. I given any name we can give. I'm giving test. So I'm using existing buffer of data. So I have to buffer starting four letters. I said to definitions. We are able to capture by using T-box partial buffers. We have to capture some part of data in complete data. So I am thinking to capture now. I'm going to capture now 1 to 4. 1 to 4. So if I execute this T-box partial buffer test step, I'm able to see here with the name of test. I'm able to see 1, 2, 3, 4 values in buffer value. I will execute. You can observe in buffer viewer with the name of test. So I stored starting four letters in complete data. So what is complete data here? This data is complete data. I captured some part of this complete data. So then next is T-box delete buffers. By using this buffer, T-box delete buffer, I'm able to delete all existing buffers in buffer viewer. I will skip now this. I'm successfully deleted all existing buffers in buffer viewer by using the tboss delete buffer module. So once again, I will explain. By using tbox set buffer, we are able to set buffer in Tosca. So by using tbox name to buffer, we can store our test case name. It will not work in Scratchbook. It will work in execution list only. By using tbox partial buffer, we can capture some part of the data from complete data. For this, we can use existing buffers also. By using tbox delete buffer, we can delete all existing buffers in buffer viewer. This is the today's class. Thanks team. Thank you team.